Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Nadia, and this is the place where we get real. If you're not new here, you might have noticed I've been a little bit absent on YouTube lately. There has been a lot going on in the world, and that would be an understatement. But also there has been a lot going on with me. Something incredibly big actually has happened in this past fortnight, and I want to tell you guys all about it today, so keep on watching. Welcome back to my channel.
Are you serious with me?
Oh my god! I don't understand how these things always happen to me. Something that I really don't talk about a lot on this channel, or really on any of my social media platforms or in my writing, something that I've really kept quite private up until super recently, is the fact that I have a condition called endometriosis. It's basically a condition where endometrial tissue grows outside of the womb. It's only supposed to be inside the womb. There are some women who can have endometriosis and have no pain, but what's most common is for women to be absolutely debilitated in pain. The problem with endometriosis is it can't be diagnosed without a full-on surgery. Because of that, and several other factors I'll get into in a moment, the average time that it takes for a woman to actually get a diagnosis of endometriosis is 7 years. I'm not making this up. This is statistically how long on average it takes women to get a diagnosis. A big reason for that is because we get told that we're complaining. You know, women are basically told that we're being sensitive all the time and we're just very emotional people, so our pain is treated as though it's just not really important. Something I haven't shared with you guys is that I have been in the emergency room in the hospital more times than I can count in my life.
How do you feel? Not good? Bit drowsy? Still cute.
There was no painkiller that would even take the edge off the pain, except for morphine, which is the really hard stuff that they pretty much don't like to give you unless you've had full-on surgery. But that's how bad my pain was. There was many times that I was sent home after I'd been given morphine and told,
oh well, there's nothing more we can do, just go back to your life.
And so I've lost a really lot of my life to being in pain. Previous boyfriends, I would have to call them to come home from work to help me get out of bed and take myself to the bathroom so I could use the toilet, because I was in so much agony that even just taking those few steps from the bed to the toilet, it was just impossible. There was a time when I actually passed out because the pain was so bad. And when I woke up, I had actually completely lost control of my bodily functions. It was very scary. And my partner at the time called the ambulance. And even when the ambulance got to my house after I was like, you know, had just, you know, come to consciousness and I'm sitting in my own fluids, the ambulance people told me that I was probably just having normal period pain and I was probably just being a little bit oversensitive. And I felt like an idiot. I felt like I'd wasted their time. But I also knew that I had that gut feeling inside me that was telling me something here is not right. So I said to them, if I can get out of my bed and make it to that door without falling unconscious again, then you guys can leave and just go on your way. And they said, yeah, okay, sure. And so I stood up, and the very second I stood up, I completely blacked out and lost consciousness again. And I ended up getting emergency surgery because they found a lot of internal bleeding in me. In fact, they found so much internal bleeding that they said that they were really close to having to give me a blood transfusion. Basically, part of what can happen with endometriosis is you can get these things called chocolate cysts. They're essentially these huge cysts that are filled with blood, and if they rupture inside you, it can cause excruciating pain. And so that was kind of how they first discovered that I had suspected endometriosis. That was like 7 years ago. But this past fortnight, something big happened. I had a surgery to have it confirmed if this pain that I've been living with for really most of my life was endometriosis. I actually literally just got a phone call from my specialist and found out my surgery has been moved up. So it wasn't something I was going to talk about on this channel, but I was due to have surgery in a couple of months' time. They've been able to move it forward. This is my third surgery now I've had for this. I've had a lot of problems in this area ever since I was a teenager. So I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. I'm going to take you to the hospital with me, take you to recovery with me, and keep your fingers crossed for me. For those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know something that has come up again and again in the comment section, something that is very hurtful at times, but I try not to, you know, let it get to me, about the changes in my appearance. And the truth is, the last 2 years, I went on birth control, or the birth control pill, and that's the only time in my entire life that I've ever been on birth control, which is probably shocking to some people, but all my relationships before that, I never used the pill. I just used normal barrier protection. I didn't want to have hormones in my body. It was something that I'd thought about, and I'd read stuff about the pill, and I'd heard about the weight gain, and I didn't want to gain the weight, and I didn't want the other side effects. But I got to a point where the pain was so bad, I was so desperate, and I saw a specialist, and he said, look, if you go on the pill, you can skip your period for a year or two and you can get some relief, because it was having my period that was when I would just have the most debilitating pain. I couldn't walk or work or move or do anything.
I'm just really struggling right now with the endometriosis. It's like, this is the 5th day that I've been in pain and I've been stuck in bed, and I just really need some encouragement right now.
And so over the last 2 years, I've gained 20 kilos. 20 kilos or 40 pounds is a really, really lot of weight to gain in only 2 years. Throughout my videos over the last year, I, in each and every video, have been just looking a little bit heavier and a little bit more swollen. And I got very heavy and swollen on the pill, and I actually didn't realize how bad it was until I recently looked back at an old video. So I made the decision a couple of months ago to come off the pill, and I knew that as soon as I came off the pill, I was not going to be able to live with the pain. And so I booked myself in for a surgery to find out if I had endometriosis, and if I did, to have the doctor remove the endometriosis. So I'm off now to see my surgeon to have my final appointment. We'll go over all the details of the surgery, and then tonight I have to do, anyone who's had surgery will be probably familiar with this, a bowel prep, which is basically this kind of sachet thing that they give you that you have to drink, and it is like turbo cleanse for your intestines. I'm gonna head now. Kai's just grabbing the car and we're heading out to my appointment. Just got out of my pre-surgery appointment. I also made the decision that during this operation I'm gonna get my tubes removed. So basically that means that I will never be able to have children, which the doctor told me seriously 5 times in the appointment. He was like, you know, you will never be able to have children, right? If you do this, you will never be able to have children. And you don't have to worry about condoms. So yeah, we're going to the chemist now to get the lovely bowel prep solution that I'm going to have to enjoy tonight. You know, the doctor said to me that I'm going to be on the toilet till midnight. Apparently it's hell. I'm really not looking forward to it. Anyway, peace out. So I decided that if I was going to already be having such a major procedure done, that I wanted something tangible to come out of the surgery. And so I asked the doctor to remove my fallopian tubes. I didn't have any hesitation, nothing at all. If you guys have watched my videos when I've talked about this topic, you'll know that I've known that I never wanted to be a mother, since when I was a little girl. I just knew it wasn't part of my particular journey. Okay, so it's 5 o'clock in the evening and I have to do my Pico prep, which is the thing that's supposed to clean out my entire bowels. So I'm gonna go do this now. I have to do one now and one at 9 p.m. I also have not been able to eat all day. That's what I have been living on. I literally already feel so hungry and just run down and shaky, and now I have to clean out my bowels. And now for the moment of truth. Oh my God, it's disgusting. So I've just checked into my room, and as you can see, I have this lovely garment on and these beautiful compression stockings. Look at those babies. Yeah, so now I'm just waiting for my surgeon to come to my room and take me down for surgery. So this is just my room that I'm gonna be in until they take me for surgery. So yeah, next time you guys see me, I'll be out of surgery.
What are you doing? All went well. You'll be home tomorrow. So how are you feeling today?
Well, obviously better than last time you saw me.
I'm surprised you even remember.
Yeah, parts of it are blacked out. I was feeling pretty ill, but the surgeon came this morning and he said that the operation went really, really well. They found tons of endometriosis. There were like these black spots on my ovaries, which was endometriosis growing on them, and then all this endometriosis around my left side, which is where I've been having like a lot of stabbing pain. My stomach is extremely bloated at the moment, obviously, but they did cuts on either side of the belly button, and one in the belly button, and then one on top. And what is it? Is that making you like
Queasy? Yeah.
Really? Just from that tiny little bit of blood?
Yeah, just the idea of like an incision.
Cutting in.
Yeah.
So I'm back home now. As you can see, I didn't have the opportunity to wash my hair the whole time I was in hospital, so we've got this situation going on. I had to stay an extra night because I got like a really bad temperature while I was in there, and I was just feeling really nauseous, and they thought, you know, something might be wrong. But thankfully today, all my vitals were fine, so they've let me go home. So now I'm here. I'm honestly feeling mainly just groggy, like super groggy, because I'm still on quite a lot of pain meds. But other than that, so glad to be home, so glad to not be in the hospital. And Kai's taking care of me, aren't you, Kai?
I can say now, 2 weeks post-op, that at the moment, at least, fingers crossed, I am completely pain-free, and I hope for it to stay that way. If you're a male viewer and you have a female partner or a female family member who's dealing with something like this, I'd love you to share it in the comment section down below. And obviously if you're a woman that's dealing with something like this, I would love you to share your story. I think it's so important for us to actually share these stories, because it took me so long to even realize that I had a problem worth going to the doctor about. I just sort of thought maybe it was normal to be in that amount of pain when you had your period. And it wasn't until I started reading other women's stories that I realized it wasn't normal. So please share your stories. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, then I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I am usually here 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I talk about sex, dating, relationships, mental health, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along on my journey with me, and I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah.